It's the Behind the Shade show.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Behind the Shades. Today, we're going to talk about a woman's perspective, a man's perspective. Melyssa Ford is joining us today, and let's listen to some of the things that she had to say.
All of the normal things that she would be looking for: a protector, a provider, a ring on her finger. None of those things impress me or impress upon me, or even feel like I need them. I have proven I can take very good care of myself, and my standards are based on what I have been able to provide for myself. Um, but at the end of the day, I found it really interesting that people seem to feel like I need to justify what makes my life meaningful. I have determined what makes my life meaningful. I have my own system of values. I have my own ethics, my own moral code. I know what I place high on the list and what is not very important to me. And I have constructed my life in a way where I'm content every single day. Every single day. I don't want for anything. And I'm not even talking about material things here. I wake up to unconditional love from my puppies, and they bring me so much joy. Am I saying that there's no difference between, my dogs and romantic love? No, they're not the same thing at all.
I absolutely agree with this. I think what many of us need to start doing is defining what is going to make you feel content. Or better yet, what's going to bring you a sense of peace. Because here's the thing, if you pursue happiness, there's going to be days where you're unhappy. There's going to be days that you're happy. But if you pursue being content or at peace, then regardless if you feel unhappy or happy, you're content or at peace with how your life is progressing. So I absolutely agree with Melyssa here because that's a fantastic point as we have to define it for ourselves. Too many times we think that what other people want of our life is what we should be wanting for our life. And it doesn't work that way because what happens then is you're pursuing the goals, the dream, the reality of other people. And then if it doesn't make you happy, you may be miserable. And if you're miserable, who do you blame? Yourself, the other person, society? That's the trap. So fantastic point here. And I agree with Melyssa, where it's you define it, you create it, and you will love it. Let's listen further.
Gift that life is, and what we should be able to do with it. It is a gift from source, God, spirit, whatever you want to call it. It is a gift that has been bestowed to you. What are you going to do with it? And every single day I wake up excited about how I get to plan and think about how I'm going to enjoy this gift. It's a wonderful thing. So now I'm planning all kinds of travel through Europe and Africa with friends that love me, and meeting up with friends that love me in other parts of the world. And I mean, that's just, it makes me just so happy and so pleased. Where does it sound like anything's missing? Here. Right.
Uh-oh, she hit me with the okey doke, everyone. I was on your side, Melyssa. Then you said that. What if you don't have money? What if you don't have money or the resources to travel to all these places outside of your state, your province, your country? That's the trap. I'm with you. Define what is going to make you content. You got me, baby. Soul sister, soul brother, I'm on your side. Then you said that traveling to all these different places, the majority of people, despite common belief, don't have the resources or the wealth to travel as often as she's saying. So does that mean that they can't find a level of content or peace or happiness? This is where the true source peel behind the surface. It's memories, it's quality time. That sounds like a love language. That's ultimately what she's saying. I get to spend quality time with quality people. And I want to preface this by saying that you don't need to travel to all these places. If you can, A plus. If you can't, you still want to create quality time with quality people. So that's where we have to take a step back. It's not necessarily the traveling, it's the memories being created with good people. And I want to highlight that because some people will hear what she's saying and think that I have to travel to do X or to achieve Y. No.
Well, she's trying to convince other women to, follow in her path and not have babies and not get married. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. Like I said, whatever floats your boat, go ahead and do that. But for the women who are sitting with those conflicting feelings of, yeah, I kind of agree with Melyssa. Like the marriage and kids thing, it never really did resonate with me, and I feel pressure. Well, I'm here to give a name to it for you. I'm here to show you what it looks like when you jump across the line and you just embrace your truth. You embrace who you really actually want to be so that you can thrive from that point. You can't thrive when you're in a constant state of flux. You can't thrive when you're in a constant state of confusion of, should I, shouldn't I? Well, this is expected of me, blah, blah, blah. Once you let go of what you believe are everybody else's expectations of you, and you really sit and think to yourself, my life is my gift and I can do what I want with it. And I think that this is what I want with it, whatever that may be. That is the greatest moment in anybody's life. But for the women who are having difficulty with societal expectations contradicting what they feel in their heart of hearts is just not for them. That's all I'm here to do, is to show you how wonderful it is over here.
Unfortunately, this is starting to take a turn from a very privileged perspective, right? Like, Melissa's in a situation financially where she doesn't have a want for these things. But what I think some people seem to forget when it comes to long term relationships or marriage is that it's a coming together, not only on an emotional level, a mental level, spiritual level, but also a financial one. Because when you're in the, let's say, the upper 5% or the top 5%, top 3%, top 1%, right? You may be in a situation where you're less likely to want someone for their finances because you can provide a certain type of lifestyle for yourself. Now, if you're the type of person where you're not able to do that, but you still have the emotional connection and the mental connection, the spiritual connection, then the financial part is a bonus because it's something that allows you to create with this person that you love. Create a lifestyle that the two of you can enjoy together because it is your creation. Versus if you've already created a lifestyle and then you're just bringing this person along, they may not have a stake in that lifestyle, right? Because they weren't a part in creating it. And there's something to be said about creating a life with someone instead of creating a life for someone because the dynamics are different. When you're participating in, when you get a say in, when you have a certain level of control in, when you're invested in because it's yours. This is your baby that you two have created together. That is the creation of a lifestyle when you do it with two people. When you create a life for someone else, they may not appreciate it the same way if they were involved in creating it. Because instead of them creating the car for the ride, they're just going along for the ride. And it's a different perspective, different emotional investment, different in so many different ways. So I think sometimes people forget that once they reach a certain level, that there's a lot of people that can't do what they do because they're not at that level. So they have to look at things from a different perspective. But one of the most difficult things in life is seeing it from someone else's perspective. So I think that is getting lost here, especially when it comes to this point. Even though I do agree that not being married is not a negative. Not having children is not a negative. It's just we have to look at it from a different perspective. Some people want it for different reasons, some people don't want it for different reasons. But the perspective seems to be a little privileged in the way that it's being said.